Are you calling out to the other planes to get help?
Yes, we've been sending out uh, messages about once an hour, but
Okay.
we haven't gotten a response as of yet.
So I see that the antennas are there. Is the radio in the tent?
Yes. So here in the tent, um, you have uh, a set of radio equipment that's set up. It's being run by a generator with a set of batteries beside it. There's an oil burning stove, uh, white bedrolls for two. There's an oil lamp that sits on a small crate beside the transmitter. A couple of pairs of snowshoes. Um,
I take note of those snowshoes for later. But I I ask Bauman, so how long has he been feverish for?
uh, for about the last 6 hours or so, and you turn over. You're looking him over, and there's a graze wound on his left arm. There is, but you turn him over and you see come across quite a bit of coagulated blood, where it looks like he's taken a bullet to his abdominal area.
Oh, okay. So I see a couple of problems here. Um, yeah, he's feverish, likely from an infection, and then I point at the wounds from this. Do you know where he got this from?
Yes, well, that was uh, that was Miss Lexington's pilot, uh, who, for seemingly no readily apparent reason, opened fire on us as we were coming to check to see if he was all right following the earthquake.
That would be a Halprin, I believe.
Yes, yes, that is.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. I see. Well, I'm like, do I think Rucker can make it to back to the plane?
Uh, he's awake, conscious, but his strength is fading. So you don't you, you don't think that he could make it under his own power. Would probably have to be
Like a,
dragged
s-
on like a dog sled or something, assuming one is around, which
I
may well be.
is there one just outside the tent? It almost looks like it.
There is one, yes.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna see. We're gonna need a sled to get him out of here. You guys can't wait here any longer. I don't think your plane's coming. So just let me see if we can get that sled working, and I'm gonna try and crawl back
Oh
out through
no,
the
no,
tent.
no, no! You can't leave. You won't make it.
I won't make where what? What do you mean I won't make it? I'm just going outside the tent. I'll be right back.
No. And he looks between Rooker and he looks between Rooker and you, and sort of, or this is Bauman, um, with clear distress in his face. I would say, go ahead and make a psychology check.
Okay. I mean, if
And Valentina, there is a bit of a commotion, but it seems to be the German in one of the two Germans in there that's distressed rather than Roger.
Since I'm listening to the
I will spend
conversation, do I get a
7.
psychology roll too?
Sure.
Was that sure to me, Stefan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I won't spend 7 points.
Oh, but yeah, you can go ahead and spend seven luck on that. That's fine. You're both of the impression that the speaker, Bauman, is under quite a bit of extreme psychological stress that doesn't seem to want to let go. He seems utterly terrified of the thought of losing sight of you. And it's like he's trying to make up his mind whether to follow you and lose sight of Rooker, or let you go outside, but then he'll lose sight of you.
Okay, I'm gonna try my best doctor's bedside manner. I'm gonna say, all right, come with me, Bowen. I need you to just sit. You need to, okay. And I try to get like, if there's like a compress somewhere, like a cold compress or anything like that, try and get it wet and say, I need you to put this on and hold it. Okay, just watch Rooker. Make sure you're holding this and keep an eye on this. I'm gonna take another swig of my booze while I'm trying to do all this as well because this is stressful.
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't get another penalty die at least.
Any listeners, absolutely do not play the Roger Tremblay drinking game. You will die.
So does he listen to what I say and does he calm and pay attention to Rooker?
I'd say go ahead and make a social roll of some kind.
Well, it's probably going to be like a persuade because that's probably all I have. I hope. Oh my gosh. This is
Are you
not
one of those
gonna...
doctors with the worst bedside manner but really good at medicine?
Yeah. I definitely went that route. Let's see, charm.
We are 1933, so authoritarian medical staff is a trope.
Yeah. All right, let's just do this. It turns out that bedside manner was not a thing back in the day. Oh,
Oh!
I don't even want to spend luck on that.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to roll my other penalty die.
It's not going to get any. It's not going to get much worse than that at any rate.
Okay. Bauman, I really need you to listen to me. I need to leave. And I need to check. If you want Rooker to live, I need to go outside and check for a sled to carry him. Either that or we just leave him and you can come with me. I mean, I'm trying to save him here.
He just looks between sort of the two of you and seemingly can't break out of the but.
If he doesn't make a decision,
I must stay with the team.
So you're gonna stay here?
That's it. You are dead. You're a ghost. You've just come to haunt me. He says, and sort of he's backing off back towards the stove.
Okay. Is he getting away from the entrance so I can start like working my way there?
Going further into the tent, as it were.
Okay. I'm going to pop back out of the tent.
Mm-hmm.
And see Valentina there and go, I'm sure you heard all of that.
Boo.
Who?
I said boo, but so yeah, that's interesting.
So, in that time, I've been trying to dismantle the radios.
Okay.
Is it a single cord that goes to it, or is it just the structural that I can really attack?
You can attack it in any number of ways. One is clearly cut the signal cord. that goes you sort of run across the ice or the snow out to the radio. Another would be to remove some of the stays that's holding the mast in place to be able to bring the mast down.
I mean, I would love to do both. I don't know how quick either of those. Like, if it's a thin cord, I can definitely cut them both in a matter of moments. But
Yeah, probably cutting the cord is the quicker, and then sort of making sure that it doesn't get reused is somewhat more of a task.
yeah,
But yeah, you can wander, especially if you wander around to the supply crates. You can find a spade, for instance, that you could use to just.
oh, I have knives and machetes on me. I can
Oh,
and a
well,
hatchet. Like
that-
I've got tools on me. I can cut it. I just yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and cut both the wires and take a section with me. So
Okay.
that they're hopefully too short
In
for me
which
to bring back.
case, I would say just make a.
Mechanical repair?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy for that.
There we go.
Oh yeah,
Hard success?
yeah, absolutely. That no more signals coming out of here.
Great. Okay. I will come join and see what's going on. It's good to see you're safe, Roger. What happened? You ducked in and I lost sight of you.
Where were you?
I was trying to watch from behind the snow dune, but then when you went in, I didn't want to get too close because I saw Valentina was already at the door, so I just stayed back.
Okay, are we gonna do an opposed roll over this?
If you want to.
Cause I've stopped trusting most of you. You guys are saying crazy things.
Oh, that's perfectly reasonable. If you want to oppose me, you are more than welcome to. I have no issue with you opposing my roll, or making an opposed roll. What do I roll against that?
I think you're trying to fast talk me personally,
I mean, yeah, that seems reasonable.
and I forgot. I didn't do the penalty die correctly again. I forgot you have to like close it or something, or some weird thing you have to do.
I mean,
On the plus minus, get the
yeah, it's either charm or fast talk I'm rolling, or persuade.
All right. Well, you got to beat a
A
hard success. And I'm drunk, and I'm gonna see through your lies.
Well, I don't think I'm going to spend the. Oh, actually, if I spent every single point of luck I have, it still would be a failure. So as I'm saying this, a small length of cord falls out the mouth of my backpack.
Suze, what have you been up to? And I point at it, and I'm like, okay, we might need that radio, you know. Don't go around messing it up.
Well, that's why I have the cord. If we need to fix it, we can fix it. But now we control communication, and that's important. We got to make sure we know what's going out of here.
Okay, well, just tell me straight away that's what you're doing, okay? Like, I need to... All right, well, here's the thing. Okay, one of the guys in there was shot by our good friend Halpern, who... I don't know. I'm pretty sure he was pretty crazy, right? You guys know he was crazy?
I don't know what's sane anymore.
Okay. Regardless, this man is going to die unless we get him back to the plane.
I can help with that.
So I saw that. Let's see if we can get a sled, and maybe we can get these guys to come with us. Now, I'm not guaranteeing they're going to come with us either, because I don't know, Bowman's kind of got a case of I don't know what's going on in there too. So
Stefan, do they have dogs here? If they don't, that's perfectly fine.
No dogs here that you can see.
Good.
What have you found?
We can load them up on the sled, and I can drag it back.
Well, we just need to
So-
load one of them up.
Well, I mean, we might as well put them together to make sure they're safe, because you're saying they don't want to leave without each other.
I hope. Like, I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna go. Valentina, maybe I can get you to come inside with me. With your gun, of course. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what. Like I said, let's ask. If they're not willing to come with us, then we leave them here, and we head back.
Okay.
So, out of character for 1 second, I'm
Yep.
trying to remember a couple things that happened. These guys stole one of our planes, correct? Back when we came out of the tower?
Yep.
Okay. And then our pilot in our plane is the one that shot at us. And we had to take our plane back, right? The Halpern
Yes.
guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So we want to see if we can get these guys to go back with us?
Well, now
Is the
that
plan right now?
Yeah.
now that you say it that way,
Well, I mean, I have to agree with Roger. They're sick. You know, if we keep them with us, we can make sure that they're staying safe.
Yes. So, Roger, why don't you go back in and I'll follow you in and we'll see if they'll come with us.
And I'll prepare the sled out here.
And I'm
That
going
sounds
to
good.
throw, just because it's been a while, but one reason that the two planes are about 5 miles away is the bigger plane, the Waddell, the Boeing, ran out of gas and had to land short. And I seem to recall that before you left,
weren't we transferring the fuel from one plane to the other?
So yes, before we left the pilot in charge of A, sabotaging the smaller plane, ours, in a way that we could reverse it, and left him to siphon the gas over from the smaller plane to the larger plane that they had stolen, so that we could leave on the larger plane, the better plane.
absolutely. And I'm just going to make the point that amongst the supplies here at the supply dump is about 400 gallons of aviation fuel.
So,
All right. Let's see what's going to happen. Our backup plan will be, if they don't want to come with us, let's just load up the sled with fuel and take that instead. Then
Okay.
at least we're not walking
Well-
away empty-handed.
I have a question. If we fix the radio, Suze, great job dismantling the radio. If we fixed that, could we call the plane and just have them come over here? Like, is it possible for them to just land over here? It's like 5 miles away.
It should be it would just be the luck of the draw of actually having your pilot in one of the two planes and listening on the radio when you send the signal.
Lots of ifs there.
And our current pilot is not crazy, right?
Not as far as we
You
know.
can tell he's in Antarctica. That speaks volumes to my mind, but not that you have managed to. He's certainly as sane as any of you are.
Okay, but he's not Halpern, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's a
He's not
plus
shooting
already.
randoms crazy. He's
Okay,
just paranoid of everyone crazy.
that's okay. I'm a little paranoid of everyone. I feel that. All right. This
Like,
is...
I say we have a conversation with them and see how it goes. If it goes well and they'll leave with us, I say we just call the plane so we don't have to backtrack 5 miles, carrying 2 people and 400 gallons of gas.
See,
All right.
my
That's my
thought
vote.
is we can't trust the pilot to be available, so we should bring them back, fly the plane the 5 miles, and then be able to load it up with all the heavy stuff. But we need to bring them with us so that Roger can keep an eye on them during that period of time.
Either way, I guess, works.
Do we
Let's see
want
how
to ask them why
could
they
be
stole our
mute.
plane?
That's very much a question I want to ask, yes. But we have
That's
to go
very
to
much a
Southfield.
question for a reporter and person with social skills to ask.
I was just
You,
trying to figure out what's going on with
Suze,
the
don't
sick
sell
guy.
yourself short. I'm sure you could just beat it out of them. But we can, we,
We're not at that
let me
point.
try first, I guess.
Can I
Yeah.
roll my 90 strength as my intimidate check?
That's up to the keeper.
All right, I'm going back in.
So,
Let's see
all
what
right.
these guys are up to.
I will
I,
follow Roger, but I have my gun behind my back.
I'm
I
announcing,
am not.
Bauman, we're coming back in. Is oh wait, I just said we're. Uh-oh.
You did. Ruh-roh.
There's more ghosts! No!
Bauman, we're not ghosts. Can we come in? If not, we're leaving you here. Do you want to get out of
Go!
here or
Go!
not?
In the name of the Father and the Son and... Oh, that's also a ghost! No, there's ghosts everywhere!
I
Bauman.
stop halfway through the tunnel and I'm like, all right, just back out, Valentina. I don't think we're getting anywhere, and I'm afraid that if we get in there, things are gonna get chaotic, and I'd rather not outright kill them.
Suze goes, so how bad do they need to be with you, Tremblay?
So, I'll let Roger go. I'll let Roger out, and I'm gonna go halfway up the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Bauman, this is the ghost of Valentina. Why did you leave us? Why did you steal the plane?
We had to leave. You all left us. What do you mean? You all left us. You all died in the quake.
We didn't die in the quake. We died because you left us there.
And that's why I can't leave Rutger. We'll both die if we're apart. No, and the Zeppelin will come. I'm sure. Our team will rescue us. We can tell the world of our glorious finds and collect our great rewards.
But you haven't contacted anyone on the radio yet.
Oh, we've sent several signals.
We know you didn't mean to leave us. We can get you help if you trust us.
Go ahead and make a social roll of some kind, I think. Let's see.
Since I'm pretending to be a ghost, can it be fast talk?
Sure.
All right.
I'm rolling to see if I can hear what's saying. I got a success, so can I hear the conversation from outside the tent?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a regular success. If it needs to be better than that, let me know.
Well, let's see what it's likely to be. So dealing with Bauman. What would be a good one? Let's do that. Do I have... Okay. So the roll will be wrong, but it'll be right. Oh, okay. So that fails by 2. Um, I think it's going to have to be a hard.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me do some math here and I'll spend the
yes,
luck.
give it Armstrong. He's indefinitely insane. So
Well, 35 is a hard. So you would need to spend 32? 32 luck for a hard.
Okay. I'm trying to see if it's worth it to save these people.
It
That's
is.
a lot of luck.
Yeah, I know. I'm
We
at
get
99,
a lot back
so.
each session.
Yeah, we do.
I could always just strong arm them, but that
hand-
feels like a lot of work. Someone probably will die.
I will remind you that you're 200 miles from anywhere with weather moving in.
Mm-hmm. So, I spent the luck.
Okay.
What? Trying to see how I want to do this. Why don't we? I'm gonna send. Roger's going to come back and help you relax a little bit, okay? And we're gonna get you back to the plane.
Okay, so I think the way this ends up working, especially given that it's essentially now a luck-based endeavor rather than a skills-based endeavor, is that they're both reasonably adamant that they want to stay here and that they need to get the information back to the rest of their team about all the wonders that they've seen and the riches, the knowledge that is here that just lies waiting to be picked up and used by the expedition sponsors, essentially. They sort of lose themselves a little bit in the fervor of that, which gives Valentina the moment to sort of, as it were, crawl out a bit, grab Roger by the scruff of his neck, or the lapels on his snowsuit, and drag him in. You have a quick whispered conversation that basically is Valentina probably asking Roger whether he's okay with tranquilizing the two of them to get them to come along for their own good.
If you want to save these people, this is the only way you're going to do it.
Well, right now I am really, really drunk, so I just kind of nod. Sure, that sounds like a great idea.
I slap him once. Concentrate. And then I push him into the tent.
Oh, I have my medicine with me. Yes, okay.
Yep. I'll give you a choice whether you want to do first aid or medicine.
Oh, it's always medicine. But that's okay. I made sure to use my my Pulp Fiction liver so that I don't suffer any more penalties.
Well,
I'll spend 10 points.
Okay, I was going to say, at least it's not a fumble.
Yeah, I can't recover from that. Or I could push it, I guess. I'm going to push it. I'm going to tell them that Sorry, I've just been drinking a little. I'm just gonna straight out come out, be honest. I need a little time to sort this out, okay?
I mean, you could accidentally double dose them.
So yeah, you take that strategic, extra deep breath and go for it again.
Whew. Yeah, pushing
Oh,
was the right thing to do.
so you have two, we'll call it semi-conscious, so that they're at least capable of sort of standing on their own 2 feet, but being led. Uh,
Yeah, I mean Rooker, I'm okay if I just completely knock him out because he's just going on the sled anyways,
yeah,
and we can strap him in. And I don't know how big this sled is, but I mean, I'm pretty sure Big Sue's can only pull so much.
Yeah, I
We
think
could
it'd be
bring.
best if I only pulled the two of them and then we flew back for the gas, if we have time.
Yeah.
Is there smaller gas cans, so to speak, Stefan, or no?
I mean, we could probably throw like, you said there's 400 gallons, so we could probably throw like 5 or 10 gallons on there, maybe 20, but not like a
Well,
whole 55
yeah.
gallon drum.
They're probably 10-gallon drums,
okay.
fairly small.
I just figured Roger and I could each carry a 10-gallon drum, and then we could have a
Yeah,
little. Just so as what things weren't as scary trying to get here or get somewhere else if we had to go somewhere else. So.
absolutely. Looking around, you do also see um, two other items that are of possible interest. One is a leather knapsack up against the unused bedroll, and then there is a canvas satchel at the foot of Rooker's bedroll.
Yeah, let's grab both of
Oh,
those.
I'm nosy. I'm gonna start rooting through it.
Not even waiting till we get
Just,
back to the plane, huh?
Can you at least root while we're on the walk?
Sure.
I will help load these two half-conscious people into a dog sled and strap them down, which is totally actually a normal thing in this case.
We could. I think Bauman should be able to walk. I can help him walk.
No, it'll be easier with him being this drugged up to be on the sled.
To strap him down.
Yep.
Like,
I can
are you
strap him
tying
down
him a little
fast like a
tighter
baby.
than you need to be?
I mean, not necessarily tighter than I need to be, but make sure and keep him in place so if he like falls asleep, he doesn't like just tumble out of the sled.
What happens if he goes crazy and fights through the tranquilizer? I
mean,
tell you, that's something that can also happen.
Yeah, then we don't want him just walking around either.
Yeah.
Because there's
Oh.
lots of crevices on this path back, and I'd hate for someone to fall in unnecessarily.
What I'm saying is strap him down tight.
Oh, you want me to? Yeah, sure.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, I can straitjacket his ass.
Because I'm just gonna let you know, endorphins.
I mean, if you want me to strap him down,
Adrenaline.
he's struck down. Struck down? Struck down, perfect. Great. New word.
Like when somebody gets into a manic state, they will do crazy things. So okay, we're on our way back. Valentina is I'll help pull as best as I can. I'm not a particularly strong man.
I've got it. I can even like roll my con for move speed and all of that. so I'm more than good for this.
Okay. Like I'm just average on that kind of stuff. So yeah, I will follow along. I'll keep an eye on the two gentlemen in the sled then. Make sure everything's hunky dory. I don't even think that's a 1920s thing. I think that's later than that.
That sounds all good. So as you make your way back across the way you've come, I'm going to ask you all for Antarctic survival or winter survival or whatever you have
Polar?
in that. Yep.
It's a failure for
I
Valentina.
failed.
Oh, there it is. Survival.
Okay.
We should have gotten the snowshoes.
Well,
I thought
yeah.
you grabbed them.
It appears he only took note of them. He probably thought he grabbed them, but you know, in his state, the line between thought and action,
A little fuzzy.
yeah.
I'm looking at my feet, wondering why don't my snowshoes work?
And you go for a couple of hours. I'm thinking that this might be where we need a navigation roll.
Okay, well, I'm pulling the
To
sled.
navigate.
Well, that's a good one. Hard success on navigate?
Okay. So you've been going for a good hour or so. When you all sort of have that sinking realization that, hang on, when we went to the camp, the sun was to our right. Then why is the sun still to our right?
I mean, last I checked, we were heading south, and we're still heading south, so we must be going in the right direction.
So yeah, you sort of come to the conclusion that you're definitely off course. Mainly because you were probably over cautious or overly concerned with your two extra companions, their safety, rather than actual navigation as you headed out. And once you were sort of across the snow dunes from the camp, you're in a pristine snow-covered plain with no real references other than the sun just sitting there over the horizon. So you've I think I'd like one more navigate roll to see how well you can manage to pick up the correct trail back to the plains.
I think I did all right. I got an extreme success.
Oh, that's good. So you only lose probably a couple of hours or so in total.
Oh, good.
So it's not too bad. So it's getting on for late morning or so. So the sun has risen about as high as well, it's sitting quite high at this point because of course we're getting close to 7th of December, so yeah, a couple of weeks before the winter solstice. So it's about as bright as it's going to get. When you come upon the plains, and a rather surprised Lawrence Longfellow, who meets you there. He's been busy. Meanwhile, so during those 4 hours or so, Valentina has, of course, had plenty of time to do a little bit of rummaging. And it's vaguely interesting. There are, in the knapsack, some toiletries, a Luger pistol with a box of cartridges, 3 star-shaped stones, those sort of greenish soapstone things, several shards of petrified ancient wood, and a thick sheaf of papers covered with sketches, maps, charcoal rubbings of the artwork and terrain features of the big city. So definitely what falls under the category of dangerous knowledge. The satchel
Yeah.
has even a few fragments of that mosaic. There is a smaller bag with quite carefully labeled rock samples in German. So I don't know if Valentina speaks German or is just French.
No luck there.
Lots of diagrams and drawings of where the samples came from. And yet again, more map sketches and rubbings of those murals. And what is particularly interesting is you're walking along, and there's also in this section a particular irregular black pebble that's about an inch across. And you take it up, and as you do, Susan, you know that odd green stone that you're carrying around that had a tendency to grow warm?
Mm-hmm.
As Valentina is going through the bag, all of a sudden it gets really warm. Like burning skin warm.
Well, I think if I remember right, I had turned it into a pendant and was wearing it as a necklace, so... if it's burning skin hot, I'm going to take it off and throw it down into the snow.
Okay. So I don't know if Valentina has any reaction to Sue suddenly tearing something out from underneath her clothing and throwing it out into the snow as you're looking at this particular uh, small black rock.
I was wearing it as a pendant as well, so does mine go nuts too? Ours were two different kinds of stones, I believe.
Yep.
Yes, yours does not do the temperature increase trick.
Okay.
Mine was the radiation stone that was probably giving me cancer.
Are you sure it's not an alerting stone when like things come close?
I don't know. I just knew it felt slightly warm, and it was kind of nice to have a self-warming thing underneath my clothes.
Oh, hot pocket things. I
Yeah.
remember. So I'm witnessing this, right?
Yeah.
Well, through a haze. But there's something in me that makes me feel nervous and bad. Like I'm feeling at the base of my spine, like, uh-oh,
Ruh-roh.
something's wrong. I'm looking around. Do I see anything?
Go ahead and make a spot hidden.
Come on, and yeah, yeah.
No. Well, there does appear to be a weather system making its way out across. It's still a few hundred miles away across the plain, but it's.
We should be back to the plane before that, right?
You're hoping, yes.
Okay.
If you trust Big Sue's navigation calculations, then yes.
I do.
Um,
All right, Suze. I don't know. Everything's fine. Just leave your whatever that is behind. Let's just keep going. There's a storm coming, and we can't get caught in it.
I mean, I'm not going to wear it, but I will probably pick it up and hook it over one of the handles for the sled.
I'm sorry, I was typing notes. Did you want me to make a spot hidden roll, Stefan?
No, they was just for Roger to
Okay.
see what his particular vision is capable of picking up.
I do know that there was like crevices and things that we had to deal with to get out here. Are we having to worry about those on the way back?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. But at least you don't have any of them open up beneath you as you're wandering around, so there's that.
Okay.
So are we basically gonna hide these and remove these items that are of interest from their bags?
I would appreciate that, but I'm not looking at the bags. I'm not aware of these items.
Oh, I'm going to bring this up to you two
Oh.
because
well,
the
I'm
thought
going to say
is
we need to leave
that
them in the snow.
that was my wondering. I do agree that the things that we've seen, people don't need to come back here. So when we find an appropriate crevice, I'm going to dump this stuff in there.
I appreciate that. I mean, we also have two people that very much want to tell the world about here. Should we dump all knowledge into the crevice?
I mean, I think well, all the stuff out of their bags is going. All these items from down here. Are you throwing back your stone? Your stone in the crevice?
I'm not for sure you're understanding the euphemism I'm using right here.
Are you trying to get them into the crevice?
We have two people that know a great amount of things that are stuck in a sled. A sled
But
that
so do
falls
we.
through crevices all the time.
We know a lot. Do we just stay here?
I think we do.
I am not staying. It's too goddamn cold here. I am not staying here. Um,
I agree.
I'm going back to the States, and I'm not coming back here. I understand what you're meaning, Big Suze, but I'm not going to murder anybody while they're
Very well.
drugged and tied to a sled. So,
Well,
if they tried to kill Roger, I would have not a problem with it. But
I can't. We're a team. I might not agree with you, but we need to work together.
And I think you should get rid of that stone, Big Suze. It's one of those things that I think should be left behind. It's not a penguin egg, I'm
Did
pretty
you-
sure.
Did you already throw yours in the one that you pulled out, Valentina?
so Valentina would say yes, but no,
Okay.
she still has hers.
I would no. The black stone that you pulled out earlier.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be in the crevice.
Okay. Well, then I will throw mine down the crevice too. I was going to try to put the two of them together as just a player to be like, what happens if they touch?
And
I mean, if you wanna
essentially, they end up
Do that
touching.
before.
Oh, you're right, Stefan. They reasonably would touch at the bottom of the crater if it comes to a single point. So yes, I will be throwing mine down the same crevasse.
Perfect. So as you accidentally trip and oh, oops, oh dear, how sad. Well, never mind. Things go flying down a crevice, or whatever story you wish to tell the Germans when they ask.
I mean, we've left them back at their camp. We
There-
can't.
There was
Yeah.
nothing. I grabbed the bags. I was gonna leave everything like that was not that related, and just say there was nothing in the bags. So,
You
but that's not a
do-
bad idea. We could say we just left them. That would actually probably be a better idea if I just tossed the bags and say we forgot it there. They're probably not gonna be able to go back.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay. So at that point, does that mean that you are still disposing of stones, etc.? Or okay. So
So
what happens is that the last thing to get thrown in is Seuss's green soapstone, uranium pendant, and it lands quite close to the this little piece of shiny black rock, and the soapstone glows briefly for a moment and then explodes into lots of shards with a sharp crack.
fun. I'm kind of happy we didn't do that next to each other.
Did a plane just fly overhead?
Oh,
Oh,
that
that was
was
the explosion.
That was the explosion.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Stefan apparently got a soundboard while we were gone.
No, I was toying with Sirenscape. Haven't quite managed to get all the bits and pieces wired up yet, so I can't do the background stuff. But yes,
Well, we're standing on an ice sheet. What happens to the ice sheet we're standing on when the crevice we're next to explodes?
Don't ask too many questions, Big Suze.
I think I want the answer, though.
It's not a particularly huge explosion per se. It's just really loud because of the all the pieces that end up cratering out into the sides of the crevasse. As the green stone just practically vaporizes or goes into lots and lots of high velocity shards. But the overall integrity of the ice sheet seems to be maintained. And you yes, you do eventually come upon the two planes at the makeshift landing spot, where Lawrence has been busy getting things together. It will take probably another couple of hours for Lawrence, along with Suze and I don't know if any. Well, we've also got. We of course also got Leonard to get the planes overhauled and re-oiled and all the safety checks done, as one would imagine, and also repairing the restorable sabotage that was done. So magnetos are reassembled, etc., just so that the bell can be used along with the Waddell. Now, one thing that's perhaps interesting, given the events of the trek and so forth, is that you find in the midst of doing all this prep work, behind the captain's seat of the Waddell, so the plane that the Germans took, a bag of about 20 or so of those somewhat almost oily black stones.
The ones that explode.
The ones that cause the green soapstone uranium pendant to explode.
Is there a crevice we can throw them in?
Oh, yeah. Crevices in Antarctica are a dime a dozen.
You're muted,
Ooh.
Valentina.
Oh.
Yeah. Would you guys like me to throw these away as well?
I would. I'm all for it. I'm working on the plane.
Okay.
I'm hoping that you honestly don't show it to me and just get rid of it.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go off to a crevasse. And you said there's what, 20 of them in here?
Approximately,
Or
yeah.
so?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna dump them down the crevice, but I'm gonna keep one for myself.
Okay. Where are you keeping it?
I'm going to put it in my bag.
Okay.
Because I wonder if it's gonna be of any use later. So I don't know. We'll see.
Absolutely. I think the time has come for yet another medicine roll to see how well our two BFE expeditioners have fared with their trip across the ice this morning.
mean, I can roll it if Tremblay's too drunk.
Should I roll? What do you want me to roll?
A medicine.
More medicine?
Yeah,
How long have we been on the how long did it take us to walk back, by the way?
5
about four,
miles, a couple
4 hours
hours.
roughly, with the detour.
Okay, that's why I'm starting to sober up. That's my problem.
Okay. Yep. So that's they're safe at least. So that's a good thing.
And no one's interested in killing them right now, murdering, shooting at them anymore. That was Halpern, right? Just double checking.
Interested in doing it are two totally different things.
Well, are you? Is Big Sue's giving him the hairy eyeball? Is that the question I need to ask?
I mean, I'm definitely concerned about them.
Okay. I'm a little concerned about you, Big Sue. So you watch them, I'll watch you.
Okay.
Uh, Valentina, can you watch me? And I don't know, someone will watch you, Valentina, I'm sure.
I'm watching everybody. Number one.
Uh,
Question: Are we flying back to the camp with the gas and going to fully, or at least refuel what we
I
can?
mean, how long do we expect for that storm to get here?
Probably another 3 or 4 hours overall.
So we have time to fly the 5 miles to get the rest of the gas loaded up and then fly back to our camp.
Assuming
That's
nothing goes wrong.
yeah, it is an excellent question. Where do you,
Where do we fly to?
yeah,
I mean, our
'cause
camp.
Who's all at our camp? Like our actual base camp?
The Germans left, didn't they?
um, mostly yes, but you've got basically about half of the Lexington expedition, half of your expedition, or actually most of your expedition, frankly.
At the city.
Well, up at the city, there's only about
Who did we
half,
who did
half a
we leave
dozen,
at the
maybe
city?
10 right now.
Did we
The,
did we leave Lexington in the city?
We did.
yes,
Yeah.
As well
yes,
as our other patron as well.
yep. Dr.
I
Moore is up there.
Are we supposed to go back and get them?
We said we were going to go back and get them.
Yes, but it would have to be after the storm. We're not gonna be able to make it back up to the city with before the storm gets here. That's why I say we go back to our camp, weather the storm, and then go back and get them after that. Would that make the most sense, wouldn't it?
So you're
'Cause
talking about
there's no way we could get up to the city and back before the storm got here.
no. So you're talking about the camp out at the mountains, right? At the edge of the mountains?
I'm talking about the
So Lakes,
SME Lexington camp.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lakes camp.
Okay. Then yeah, I say we get out there. If we like, I don't know, what does the pilot think? How much fuel do we have right now? How are we doing?
Um,
I mean, we did also bring like 30 extra gallons or so, which
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know if it actually
yeah.
matters.
the there's enough fuel that you could get. If you don't go and pick up the fuel at the supply dump, you can get one of the two planes back to Lake Town. From what you saw of Lakes Camp when you overflew it, that had suffered quite significant damage and was mostly on fire, which probably doesn't bode well for the aviation gas that was at Lakes Camp.
Yeah.
So I
If
think
you do go and get the gas from, that's just a hop and a skip down the road, as it were. You can get back. You can get both planes back to Lakes Camp. You would have enough fuel to get one of them out to the Tallahassee and the Gabrielle and the ice sheet camp on the coast to pick up more supplies. And you should also at that point have enough fuel to get one plane to get the planes up to the Lost City to get the people from there back if you wanted to. So if you go with what you have right now, you're basically going to get back to Lakes Camp and then be out of fuel.
I think we gotta go get the fuel.
Yeah. Sounds like that's what we got to do.
That's where we are.
All right, load everybody up. We don't really need both
We
planes,
still-
though.
Well, you've
Well,
only
I
got
think
pilot
the
at the moment, so it's a little bit of a.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to make use of the drugged Bowman.
I think it's
No,
more of a
okay.
we just leave the plane here and know that we have the ability to come back for it. Fingers crossed that the storm doesn't destroy it.
yeah. Do we still have a penguin on board too?
Yes, on
Yep.
the Waddell, the big
Yep.
plane, has Tiny on it. Because those bastards stole my penguin.
All right. Let's go get this fuel then.
Okay. So the question is, do you take? I'm guessing that you're going to take the Waddell, so the bigger Boeing, just because more space, tiny, and you don't have to recommission the Bell and undo all the sabotage that was done to that to make it unusable.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. That's all good. Come on, Lawrence. Let's see what you're made of.
Then Lawrence crashes the plane with us. We all die. End of game.
Okay. I'm going to call that an extreme piloting role. So that's probably good. So yeah, you manage to pick up fuel and you make your way back to what remains of Lakes Camp. Um,
We went and got the fuel, right?
yeah. You definitely got the fuel.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Um, so, just taking a look. So, you come in and you land down there, and you're pretty quickly met by the glaciologist of your expedition, so Samuel Winslow. Um, and he basically gives you the story of what happened, as far as he knows, which is that um, sometime yesterday, and you're able to essentially tie it down to when things were going on in the pyramid, and there was the quake up there. Apparently, another earthquake, or the same earthquake, ripped through here. Most of the structures in the camp collapsed from the first shocks, and then the rest followed suit when the great fissures started opening up. A fire broke out in the generator enclosure and whipped around the nearest tent wall, which lent it made it rise to new heights, and it swung around erratically to all the quarters. Now, fuel tins had been knocked down by the quake and were almost immediately set to burning. Most of the dogs went just went absolutely mad with panic and broke free of their enclosure, running off into the hills, and probably only about half a dozen have returned. And then after several minutes, the tremors stopped as abruptly as they started, um, leaving 3 men dead, one of whom, the BFE radio man, seems to have just died of a fall in the first moments. And the other two were the two paleontologists, Professor Bryce and his assistant Cartier, who were down in the cave, in Pabodi's cave, when the quake struck, and apparently the cave just collapsed on top of them. So there's about 20 men all told surviving, several injuries. Dr. Professor Ur has a horrible burn on his face and his arms, probably from trying to rescue something from the flames. There is sort of the silver lining is that there's quite a lot of food here. There's enough for probably 2 months. There is, before you came along, they only had enough fuel left for about a couple of days worth of generator power, so they're really glad for the extra fuel. Or
They
the
can't have it.
Well, even if it still means that you can get the Waddell to run a supply trip down to where the boats are at anchor, and you've got your big supply dumps. So you're pretty much. The other problem is, of course, that the main generator and the base radio were destroyed by the fire. So they're basically incommunicado.
Okay, so we have about 20 people here. And then we still have to get the people at the city as well. So do we get the other plane at this point?
I mean, we're only a few hours out from a storm. I think we need to get ready to batten down for the storm.
Yeah. We got a bivouac right now. But I think the decisions that have to be made is we don't have the power to say, hey, we're done here, we have to start evacuating. That's going to have to be the people up at the city. So we have to get them first. And hopefully they're willing to throw in the towel on this whole thing. Which I think they will be at this point. and I don't know what to do with our two German friends. I guess I'll leave that up to them as well.
All right. Ride out the storm and get the people from the city. As long as we have the fuel to do these things, and we're not gonna, you know, we're counting on our pilot, or I guess the engineers, to map out
I
the
mean,
logistics
I
of it all to figure out if we don't, mess that up. But yeah,
I think
I
we
think
also
that's the
have
plan.
probably more pilots available to us now as well.
I was gonna ask that. There's more pilots now, right? We're not. I hate leaning on one pilot in case he goes crazy.
There is one more pilot.
Okay. How's he
We
feeling?
Apart,
How's
technically
he
have
doing?
three pilots. One
apart
of
from,
them.
yes, you're quite right, Suze. There are in fact three pilots because Bauman is, of course, the flashy super pilot of the BFE. So he's, even though he's being kept sedated, he's all gung ho about. Yeah, well, you need a pilot. I'm your man. But I got to stay with Rooker because if I leave, I can't let him out of my sight. He'll turn into a ghost, just like you are.
Okay, I see. That's why I don't count him as a pilot. Okay, so we've.
You do know that if you were a ghost, then you could just join all of us.
No. I'm real. Rook is real. We're of good, solid German stock. We're as real as they come.
Question. So if Rooker is all feverish, has his infection spread at all at this point, or is the
It
medicine enough to keep him stable?
For a definition of stable, the infection is progressing. He's growing weaker, but Roger is managing to keep him
Stable?
comfortable, stable slash comfortable.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, there's more medical, like there's probably a lot more available here to do any quick surgeries if needed, like if to remove a bullet, any sort of things to combat infection. So I'm sure I can try to save him from here a lot easier than I could at the small camp. Um, but
oh,
yeah, he may not make it.
yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a couple. Fortunately, the vivisection tents, the first elder things were being dissected in, um, kept a little bit of a distance away from the main camp, so they're still standing. So let's call them the operating theatres. Uh, are available, as it were.
Hear me out, Tremblay. Go proper crazy and start taking pieces of elder things and doing transplants onto Rucker.
No, it's not happening. I I'm already proper crazy, and that sounds like a
Oh,
crazy bad idea. I still haven't. Let's just say, despite all the insanity, I still will hold on to my Hippocratic oath
I'm just saying
so
Roger
far.
Tremblay Reanimator has a great ring to it.
Yeah, no, not going to be the reanimator. I need to go a lot crazier, and I've been managing to avoid a lot of the nastier stuff lately. I mean, question. I'm at 34 sanity. Where are y'all at?
I don't. That's the wrong character sheet. 36.
Okay.
I've got 26, but I haven't had a true bout of madness
That's
because
because
I keep offsetting things with luck.
Yeah, you're all fancy with your luck.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go from sane to completely insane at some point.
And it will be glorious.
It will be fantastic. That's kind of the sort of thing that happened to Sue.
So we're gonna get everybody bivouac down for the storm and ride this out, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Valentina needs a nice nap after the exciting past couple days.
Absolutely. And it is a whale or a whooper of a storm. It's full on white out, horizontal snow. Can't see the hand in front of your face kind of blizzard conditions. Of course, the good thing is that it then takes care of the remaining smouldering fires and so forth. And with that snowstorm, also I think comes the chance for everybody to take a deep breather and do skill rolls, etc. Because I think this is where I'm going to call it for tonight.
Sounds good.
And we will see what the next portion brings. So, yet again, thank you very much, everybody who's been following, and we shall see if anybody gets rescued. Good night, all.